So first, you're not imagining the earthquake I'm experiencing. I'll explain why in just a minute. So today I had a really powerful example of felt safety in action, and I just kind of wanted to talk about it and how it could help you with your kids' behaviors. So I had a nightmare last night, and it was a really bad, intense nightmare that felt real. And basically, in the entire nightmare, I was just sobbing uncontrollably. And the nightmare was that my husband had passed away. And so when I woke up this morning, I was not okay. Like, my body still felt all of that grief. It wasn't real. I knew it wasn't real. I knew my husband was fine and was in the garage. My nervous system didn't, and so I didn't feel okay. And so I went and I got my husband, and he looked at me and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No." I explained what was going on, and we went and he just held me in the bed for a little bit. And then he asked me, "Do you want me to squish you, or do you want me to push you in the swing?" And the fact that my husband, as my co-regulator, knew that those were the two options to offer me was wonderful. And so slow linear vestibular input is very calming to the nervous system. I asked him to squish me because proprioceptive input usually is the most calming for me, and because the thing that was upsetting me most in the dream was that he couldn't hold me, right? And so he lays his body weight on me, and he's squishing me, and then he is slow, exaggerated, deep breaths. And within time, my breathing synced with his because the mirror neurons in the nervous system. And then I felt better, and then he left. And the thing that I loved is he did tell me I'm here. He didn't try to tell me it was okay. He didn't tell me I was making it up. He didn't tell me I was, ridiculous for being upset about something that was fake. He understood that my body was telling me that I was not okay. And so felt safety is not about, are you objectively safe? It's about, what is the nervous system saying about this? And so brains that don't feel safe act like they're not feeling safe, so that it may seem like they're overreacting or having a meltdown or having a tantrum. Now, I have the self-advocacy skills to know to ask my co-regulator to help me. I also have a co-regulator who is attuned to me and knows what I need. And so as a parent, as a partner, as a therapist, we can learn to be that attuned person. Now, why am I shaking? So my default nervous system state when I go into stress is freeze. So there's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. Fawn tends to be my second after freeze. And there are things that we can do to help move ourselves out of that nervous system state. So, if I'm at work and I'm, noticing I'm dysregulated, a lot of times like that, because that is movement. When you're in freeze, movement. So what I'm on right now is called whole body vibration, and it literally moves your body for you. And it's great. It gives you proprioceptive input, vestibular input. There's research on all sorts of things. But for me, the biggest thing is it just helps me get out of freeze, because I've got stuff to do today. And so my husband, wonderful, he met me where I was. I needed to be in that freeze state for a little bit. I needed that co-regulation, and then I know myself enough to know what do I need to do to bring my nervous system back to the state that I need it to be able to do the things I need to do today, because I can't just stay stuck in bed all day. And so those are things that can help. And learning how to co-regulate your child, learning how to use the sensory systems to co-regulate your child, that's the type of information that I teach felt safety interventions. That's the type of information that I teach. You know, my husband didn't know any of these things until he read my book and lived with me and all of these things, because I've taught him how to be a co-regulator just through telling him about how I co-regulate my kids. And I love that he cares enough to learn it and apply it to me. And if you don't know how to help kids with felt safety, my book has a whole chapter on felt safety. My book is From Surviving to Thriving, the Art and Science of Guiding Children to Develop Behavioral Regulation. And that's on Amazon. You can also follow me, because that's kind of my whole deal, kind of what I teach all the time. And one of the things in the chapter 6 on felt safety is how do we help the nervous system move from each of those states. So there's information if someone's in fight, how do we get their body through that, because energy that is not moved is stuck, and that's how our kids stay stuck and dysregulated. All right, well, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.